So this is the Minisforum UM890 Pro, and the two questions that follows it everywhere are always the same. Can it hit playable frame rates in FiveM GTA RP? And how loud does it get doing it? If you play GTA RP, you've had this exact thought. Could one of these tiny mini PCs actually run FiveM? Because here's the thing, every reviewer on Earth tests GTA 5. Almost nobody tests FiveM, and they are not the same game. FiveM is the one that actually matters if you're grinding roleplay servers, and it's harder to run. So I did what they didn't, and I ran FiveM on this little box on a packed server, and I measured exactly how loud it gets while doing it. Real frames, real decibels, all on screen. Let's find out if it can actually handle it. But first, this is the Minisforum UM890 Pro. AMD Ryzen 9, 8 cores, 16 threads with Radeon 780M graphics built in. Room for up to 96 gigs of RAMs and 2 SSDs. Dual 2.5 gigs Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6E, and it can disappear behind the monitor. Now a quick lap of the ports, because this is where it flexes. On the front, a USB 4 port, that's your fast do everything USB-C, 2 USB-A ports, a headphone jack, and a clear CMOS button. And around the back, 2 more USB-A, a second USB-C port, HDMI 2.1, display port, 2 2.5GB Ethernet ports, and an Oculink port. So that's 4 USB-As, 2 USB 4s, and 3 video outputs. And because the USB-C ports doubles as a display output, you can run up to 4 monitors of this thing at once. For a box this size, that's a crazy amount of connectivity. And there are 2 power modes, and switching between them isn't a Windows toggle. It's tucked away in the BIOS. Tap Delete or F2 as it boots up, then go into Setup, Advanced, Power Configuration, and flip the power limit setting from Balance to Performance. Balance is quieter, Performance unlocks the full 70 watts. For me, honestly, even maxed out, the noise doesn't bother me. I really have to put my ear next to the machine to hear it. So I just leave mine on Performance. So big power, tiny box, but specs are easy. The real question is whether it delivers or not. So let's answer question number 1. And a quick thing you need to understand, because it's the whole point, regular GTA 5 leans on your graphics card, FiveM leans on your processor and your RAM, and of course the GPU. But all those custom scripts, streamed assets, and a server full of players and cars, that will also hammer the CPU and eat the memory, and also the GPU. Which means 2 things. 1, the GTA benchmarks you've seen everywhere don't tell you how FiveM runs. And 2, this is exactly where an 8-core chip with a big chunk of fast RAM should be able to play it. So let's actually test it. So here it is, a very busy overpopulated RP server with lots of scripts and cars. So it's not an empty one, because empty FiveM is basically just GTA 5, and that would be cheating. This is the real load, so basically we're throwing it in a big server, and just know we are pushing it to its limits, but you can expect, I hope, better numbers joining a less busy server with less scripts, because this server, California RP, is absolutely filled with scripts and cars. And we're running this on 1440p. Again, you can perhaps go to 1080p, but I really want to push this machine, so let's see what happens. And as we're starting up and playing around, we're averaging between 37 to 45 frames per second. And you can also watch the memory. FiveM is chewing through that much gigs of RAM, which is exactly why you want the 32 gigs version of this thing. Run out of RAM and FiveM turns into a stutterfest, no matter how fast your CPU is. But the real question is, after a few minutes of playing, is it actually playable? Honestly, on a packed server, it holds up better than I expected. Now the second question, and this one really matters for FiveM, because RP sessions aren't 10 minutes, they're hours. So how loud does this thing get while you're gaming? I measured it with my Apple Watch decibel meter, and before the comments start, studies have shown the watch reads about accurately as a proper sound meter. So these numbers are legit. First, let's measure my PC, which has RTX 5090 and 9 fans. As you can see, it's about 60 decibels, so some might think it's a lot, but I'm okay, I can actually do my thing. Now here's the Minisforum mid-session. Under a full FiveM load, getting about 50 decibels, give and take, depending on where I exactly have the watch. But honestly, I don't even hear it unless I go really close with my ears to it. I hear my PC much more. And if you want FiveM totally maxed out in battery, see this OcuLink port right here? If you don't know what it is, it basically brings a desktop graphics card slot out to a port on the back. So you can plug a real full-size desktop GPU in this tiny box and it runs almost like a proper desktop. And it's faster than USB 4 or Thunderbolt. So I don't have a dock to test it myself, so I'm not faking numbers here, but two catches, it uses one of your two SSD slots. Still, it means this little box has a real upgrade path. Most mini PCs just don't. And look, I focused on FiveM, but I don't want to undersell what this thing actually is. It also handles eSport titles easily and it's excellent for emulations, but it's genuinely more than a gaming box. That 8-core CPU, the dual 2.5 gig Ethernet and the silent low power design makes it a great little home server. People run Docker or even a home NAS on these 24/7. The dual SSD slots let you dual boot Windows and Linux with no partition. Plug in 4 monitors and it's a quiet work or dev machine that vanishes behind your screen. And with that OcuLink port, it can grow into a full desktop down the line. So even if FiveM isn't your whole world, there's a lot of potential packed into this little box. Quick on the price and check the live numbers before you actually buy these. These move around a lot with sales. In the US, the bare bone is around $463 and it can go up to $1,287 depending on the RAM and SSD. In Europe, you're looking at roughly 489 euros for the bare bone, up to 1,389 euros for the 64 gigabyte RAMs and 1 terabyte SSD. All I can say, man, these prices are crazy on RAMs and SSDs, all because of these AI data centers. I hope they get a lot of stock fast, so prices can be normal again. But I'll leave the links in the description so you can check it out yourself and pick whichever model suits you. So bottom line, if you want a tiny quiet PC that can actually handle FiveM, this is a solid pick. Of course, you're not gonna get the best FPS, but yeah, it's playable for me. And it stays quiet enough for the long sessions. And if you ever outgrow the built-in graphics, OcuLink gives you a way out that most other PCs just don't. For an RP setup that hides behind your monitor, hard to beat. If this helped you out, smash a like and subscribe because almost nobody tests FiveM on these little machines and I'm going to keep doing it. My name is Zino. Thanks for watching. I'm out.